Hey guys, how you doing today? I wanted to show you my beautiful uh, Clivia Miniata plant that is in bloom. She is absolutely gorgeous. Now this is a yellow one. They do come in also orange and red, but the yellow one is pretty rare to find. I actually ordered this on eBay last summer. It was like midsummer, I believe. I don't remember exactly. And this was actually already a mature plant, so I really did not expect it to bloom for me this year, but thankfully it did because she is just absolutely gorgeous. I love yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. I have about 3 favorite colors that I always seem to lean towards. I like yellow, different kinds of yellows. This butter yellow is actually one of my favorites. I also like the burgundy wine colors and blues, so I'm kind of torn between those 3. I don't really have an actual number 1 favorite. But anyways, this plant is gorgeous. It's actually a cousin to the amaryllis, and excuse me, you can see its long strappy leaves, but if you notice, the base is really wide and it fans out more, and the base of it is very, very sturdy, unlike an amaryllis. This plant originates from East Africa. It is a very, very gorgeous plant, and I really like it. There's several other different kinds. I want to get the one that starts with an N. I can't remember it. It's like Nobly or Noblest or something like that. But the flowers on it are very much like this, but they droop down like this, and they're just gorgeous. But anyways, the care on this is actually kind of similar, but yet different from the amaryllis in the way that it does bloom in the winter. It is not a cold hardy plant. I think the zones were like zone 9 and above, where you can actually plant it outside and leave it out there summer through winter. I of course am in zone 5, so I have to bring mine in. I take her out in a pot just like I do my amaryllis and let her grow all summer long, feeding heavily all summer, just like the amaryllis. And in the fall, what difference from the amaryllis is these leaves do not die back and then grow back. These leaves stay all year round. But what you want to do, like say October, is cut down on the watering and have her in a little bit of cooler spot, down to no lower than 50. And you still keep it in bright light. Unlike the amaryllis, you want to, once the leaves die down, you want to put her in a cool, dark area, where this one you never want to do this to. You always want to keep her in bright light. You just want to cut down on the watering because you're trying to make these beautiful blooms happen. So you want to go a couple of months with no watering. If you notice that the leaves start getting wilted or shriveled, you want to give her just a little bit of water, and then let it go as long as you can for a couple months. You can see she has a couple of buds still not all the way open, and then there's one also in the middle. I'll try to scoot it a little closer so you guys can see. But the stalk on it is very similar to the amaryllis. It's just a little flatter. I have her staked up just so the flowers do not break the stalk, because they do get very heavy. And you can also see the leaves, how the leaves are. And the crown of this plant is very, very much different than the amaryllis. This is very thick, and I'm going to pull that sheathing off. I did not see it till I turned it around. But it stays very thick, and it's wide. So it kind of is supposed to. Now I had a, because it was so flappy when I brought it in the house, I had a stake around it. And then I had a Velcro tape around it. And she also, I forgot about this, she also came with no roots. The seller cut all the roots off and sent her to me. So that was another reason I staked her up and why I have all the racks in here. And I got her all rooted out. She's got a beautiful root system now. But you can see it kind of fans out. And I'm not going to be tying her up anymore. For that reason, because I like that fanned out look. But it does take up a lot of space, so even if you could try to keep her up, you know, a little bit like this, but in the house as far as that goes. But so it is a little bit different, different care than the amaryllis, but not by much. I like the fact that this stays leafy green all winter. Even though she's resting, it doesn't go deciduous like an amarillo. And just a very beautiful plant. I'm really glad I got the yellow. I had been looking for this plant and wanting it for years, but it's very expensive. And of course the yellow, because the yellow color is rare, more rare, it does cost a little bit more money. So that always held me back, but I actually found this for a really good price. I don't remember now how much I actually paid for it. I have no clue. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to show her to you because I'm in love with this plant, and I've wanted it for so long, and I can't believe that the first year that I've had it, not even year, it won't even be a year that I've had it, but this was a mature plant. These will also make seeds if you let them go. I'm not going to let mine do that because it takes a very long time for them to grow and reach maturity enough to flower. Like I said earlier, it takes 3 to 5 years for the plant to flower, and if you're growing and saving the seeds, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than that. So what I'll do when she gets done flowering is, as soon as all the flowers are dead, I will go ahead and cut the top off of the stalk, let her eat, let the plant eat the stalk down and get the nutrients from the stalk, and then when it turns completely yellow, I'll cut it off and let this continue growing all summer. These things get massive. And the only great propagation, really, from what I've read over the last few years, is just they make babies and then you just separate the babies from the mama. I don't know exactly how long that takes for it to make a baby, and I know you have to let it reach about, I think it was like half or a third maybe of the mother plant in order to separate it. So it could be years before those plants make babies, but I'm really hoping she makes the baby soon because my mom wants this plant, and she will be the first one to get a baby from her. Other than that, I don't think I would separate the babies. I would let it get a full bushy plant. As bushy as I could allow it to get in my home, because of course they are going to take up a lot of room. But I'm very happy she flowered for me. These plants outside, if you're growing them outside, they like a bright shady location, but in the home you want to keep it on a bright level. Now she has been growing under my Mars Hydrolite and in a west window, and these plants, they like to dry down quite a bit before you water them. They're very water tolerant as far as getting dried out, being they're from Africa, so very, very hot climate and dry climate from where it comes from what I understand. So I let mine dry down about 3/4 of the way in my clay pot, and then I give her a good soaking, and I ignore. And she's done fine for me so far. She does have a few battle wounds on the plant, but these are older. These are also all older leaves. All my newer leaves look clean, and I've got a little bit of rust spot on them, which I don't worry too much about that because I do have well water, and it's just the way it goes. No plant is perfect. And as far as pests, I really don't know that much about pests. I haven't had the plant long enough. I would assume because of the close caliber of the crown of this plant, kind of like my angraecums that I have, my angraecum orchids, I would say they would be very prone to mealybug getting down in here. But I don't know that for a fact. I'm just kind of guessing off of my experience from some of my other plants that I have that are that have a crown like this. But other than that, I think I covered everything. And about this plant, I haven't had it that long, so I'm not an expert on this plant by any means. I just know from doing a lot of reading, a ton of research, and she is just gorgeous. I'll show you the back. These flowers remind me so much of my daylilies that I grow outside in my yard. I think they're just absolutely gorgeous. I have more pictures that I'm going to be putting up in the beginning of my video, and probably in the end of my video, of the different colors, and they are just gorgeous. And I have also some of the different species of this plant, but I think there's like 4 or 5 different kinds of species of this plant, of different flower types, and just gorgeous. So I'll give you one more close up of this beautiful butter yellow, and then she's got like a lot of cream, a lot of creaminess, and you can see if you look at the back, you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but you can see the different, there's like 2 different colors of yellow coming through, like a buttery yellow and then a brighter sunshiny type of color. But alright guys, I am going to let you go, and you guys have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Peace.